Hello and welcome, dear students. Today we are going to read the adventure series Girl Ziplining. The Lexile of this book is 600 Lexile. Let us proceed. Adventure Girl Ziplining. Lily woke up in a really good mood. Why wouldn't she be excited? She was in Hawaii and today she was going to fly. Okay, so maybe she wasn't going to fly. She had big plans to soar over the trees like a bird. She was about to go ziplining for the first time. Lily had heard about ziplining from her friend Darius. It's a new kind of adventuring, he told her. You strap into a harness and sail through the air on these cables. It is so fun. Darius met Tilly at the place where they would begin their adventure. They met just outside the entrance of a beautiful national park. There were others waiting to zipline too. I can't wait to be sailing above these trees, Tilly said. Me too, agreed Darius. At the gates, they met their ziplining guides. They walked the group to the zipline start location. Their job is to keep everyone safe. While everyone was ziplining, the guides would be positioned at each station to keep them safe. The group was given a lesson about the safety dash they would take. About the safety dash they would take. Safety measures, lanterns, surfaces, checkers. Safety most probably measures. Safety measures they would take. Each person was then strapped into a harness and given a helmet. Everyone was ready to go. Tilly had to admit that she was nervous. She and Darius went first. The first thing they did was climb up a long ladder to a wooden stand. The stand was perched high in a eucalyptus tree, like a treehouse. There the two guide dashed them. Tricked, guarded, tangled, greeted. Most probably greeted. Let's see. Yes, we are right. He told them to always keep their harness attached to the cable. Even when you are just standing there, it's best to be safe, he said. Each person was attached with two cables for extra safety. Then the guide showed them how they would run down a ramp and jump into the open air. I always get nervous right before, Darius said. Me too, Tilly said. But look, we are strapped into our harness and with two cables supporting us. When it was Tilly's turn to go, she ran down the ramp and into thin air. Right away, she was sailing along the cable above the trees. It felt amazing. Tilly screamed with joy as she watched the trees fly past. On the other hand, another tour guide was waiting for her. He showed her down as she approached the next stand. When she was safely on the stand, Tilly exhaled. Her eyes were wide and her legs were shaking. That was so fun, she said. Let's proceed. The tour that was on had 5 more zips to go. Some of them went super fast, others went slower, and she could smell the trees. When Tilly looked out over the trees, she could see 4 miles. It truly felt like she was flying. It was just as fun between zips, too. Her tour guides told her all about the trees and flowers in the park. They were very knowledgeable. The surroundings were all very beautiful. I'm so glad you told me about ziplining, she told Darius when they were done. Me too. It was fun to have you along, he responded. Tilly had trouble falling asleep that night. She was still so excited from the day's activities. Now, when she sees birds flying, she can imagine how they feel. Birds flying, exchange, overhead, frontier, spinning. Most probably it is overhead. Let's give it a try. Yes, it's right. Tilly had trouble falling asleep that night. She was still so excited from the day's activities. Now, when she sees birds flying overhead, overhead means above her head, she can imagine how they feel. Thank you very much for tuning in.